let me introduce you the best salesperson I've ever met in my life, okay? I met Jade in a beach in Cambodia in 2012, right? And when you go in beach places around Southeast Asia, but we can argue that happens around the world, street sellers, which are by far the best salespeople in the planet, okay? They come to you and they try to sell you any sort of shit. I don't know, sometimes they target me with Viagra. Trust me, I have no problems. But, okay, Jade, like many street sellers, she came and she wanted to sell me a bracelet, right? And I didn't even open my eyes when she approached me. And I said, you know, just go away, right? In a nicer way, but just, I'm not interested, you know? And she looked at me straight in the eyes. And she asked me, why? Why don't you want my bracelet, right? And I was like, you know, lightning strike, like, wow, okay. Some people, they're just natural in sales. They didn't learn anything. She's probably 6 years old, right, when I took the picture. And some people are just natural. They have a gift, okay, or for a situation in their life, they just become very good at selling, right? So I said, you know, you want to play? Fine, let's play. So I look at her and I say, no, I don't like any of your design, okay? She had a huge selection in her arm. She picks one, and she put it on my pulse, where still it is today, right? And she says, this is perfect for you. Corner, right? I have no other chances but buying the bracelet, okay? If you think about it, what Jade did, okay, she listened to my objection, and she understood I was undecided. So she made a decision for me, and she closed me, right there. She applied the 3 biggest rules of sales, right? So let me ask you one thing. Please stand up. Who of you is in a sales position or sales job? Please stand up. Stand up, stand up. Sales position, sales job. Sales position, sales job. Come on, guys. Okay? Okay, stay there, stay there. Now, please stand up. Who of you is a business owner or a CEO of a company? Please stand up. You. Okay, good. No, no, no. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are all fired, CEO and business owner. We are all in sales, guys. I'm sorry to tell you this. Thank you. Know you were stand up before. Okay? There is a reason why we are all in sales, you know. Maybe as a CEO today, I don't show office space anymore, right? I have a fantastic team that does that. But I use my sales skills to recruit people, to invest money, to fundraise, right? Guys, clicker, clicker, clicker. So this is the picture that my team gave me for my birthday. This is Tony Stark in reality, right? So when my team sent me this, it was very, very representative to me because they believe I'm a fucking money-making machine. So if I make money, my company makes money, they make money, and they achieve financial certainty. In FlySpaces, we perpetuate a tremendous culture of purpose and money. Our purpose is providing option to people that need flexible office space, and we are a money-driven company because if we sell office space, we make money, my company makes money, my employees make money, right? So it's very important to perpetuate a money culture aside of a purpose culture within your organization. You know, there are aliens and there are Italians, you know, nobody's perfect. That's the only slide about me. We fundraised 2.6 million. That's the part when I'm telling you where I fundraised most of the money from people I met at the gym. Okay, back then we were the biggest pre-Series A in the history of the Philippines. We're proud of the Filipino success story. Most of our team is actually Filipino. Most of our investors are Filipino. And this is why I wake up in the morning. Now we are probably double that size, right? But the reason why I wake up in the morning is to see these guys thrive and succeed. I created a bunch of aggressive people, men and women, okay? We have 3 gender because we even have transgender in our organizations, very typical in the Philippines. So it doesn't matter where they come from. Actually, the majority of them have very, I wouldn't say basic education, but they're not coming from the top schools around the world. So let's start talking about the real topic today, which is sales. You probably heard of ABC, right? Always be closing. But what does it really mean, right? Closing, so transferring the money into your bank account because you sold the product or service is just the final step of the sales process. Getting the first meeting with a potential client is a closing. Getting the first email is a closing. Getting the first Skype call. Getting the first email. Getting the first negotiations contract. Having the next step involved, the CMO involved, CFO involved. There are a sort of number of closure you need to do throughout the sales process where ultimately arrive in a sales where money are transferred in a bank. The first rule, click here, guys. There is no such a thing as a 90% closed deal. You have the money in the bank or you don't. How many times your salespeople tell you, boss, 90% closed deal. 90% closed deals are bullshit. You have it or you don't. And that's the second rule of sales. You pitch to close. You don't pitch to pitch. How many times, I don't count the times people come in our office to pitching any sort of shit, right? And they come with 17 products and just pitching 17 products, but I close nothing. Because they're not laser focused on one or two products that are really capable of sell and deliver. So remember, you pitch to close, you don't pitch to pitch. This is how I hand over actually my personal business cards, okay? Not with my name, but says what I do. I build companies in Asia, right? It's the only thing that matters. It's my tagline, right? So when I hand over this business card to people that have a business in Asia, interested to build a business in Asia, or want to build a business in Asia, I catch their attentions right there. And that right there, it's a closure, right? So it's very important you break down all your sales process into multiple closure, and you micromanage and control every single step. But the very first things you need to do is selling with pride. You need to get rid of the misconceptions the salespeople are the devil. Remember, there is no organizations around the world that has no sales or sales process. Even no-profit organizations, they need to fundraise and they compete with hundreds of thousands of non-profit organizations. They need to convince their investor that their impact is better or their mission is better. So remember, there is no such organization without sales. Like I mentioned before, you never have to get rid about a concept of money. You need to perpetuate a concept of money. We use sales as a form of persuasion. Like I mentioned before, most of my time now is 5% is actually selling stuff for office space, if ever. 95% of my time is hiring people, okay, training them, and getting investors, okay? Although we don't really need the money, but it's always good to establish relationship with those guys, okay? Your persuasion skills, and the next slide is about that, okay, will allow you to hire the best talents. We use sales as a form of satisfaction. You should see the party that we launch every time we have a big deals in our office. Our office kind of looks like the Wolf of Wall Street sometimes without the entertainment aspect of it, okay? But most of the time, you need to get rid of the misconception that salespeople are bad. Salespeople are the spinal cord of every sales organization. And the most important things is mindset, enthusiasm, and perseverance. So if we talk about mindset, okay, this is basically the same thing that in an athlete mindset. The first things, athletes and salespeople and business people, they love pressure, okay? We fucking love pressure. We take chances to compete at every time. We are fixated in the long term. If you close today a deal for $1, but because you're very good at closing it, and the person actually didn't know your products or services, this person will not call you anymore. You cannot build a successful organization based on making a quick buck, okay? You need to make millions of quick buck to make a successful organization. So you need to be fixated in the long term. We use competition as a benchmark. We are obsessed. I'm personally obsessed with competitors. I'm gonna give you a story. Anthony Tan of Grab is not around, but I will laugh about this. When I was working for Rocket, I was also working for Easy Taxi. Then we closed it down here. Grab won. And I was the CEO for Philippines. I had his mobile number. So but if I was calling him from my mobile number, it was not replying to the phone because you could see my number, right? So I was going to a 7-Eleven every week and buy a new SIM card with a new number so I could call him in the middle of the night so I will disturb his sleeping patterns so it will not perform the day after. You want me to repeat that? Okay. We were going like head to head, like mercilessly, okay? There is no rules. There were absolutely no rules. We constantly reinvent yourself by never being in our comfort zones, okay? We always seek new challenges. Also in sales is exactly the same thing. And we have an innate sense of compete, right? We join every single pitching competition, even where the price is $10,000 for 3% of the company, which we'll not get. And most of the time we win, right? And we always say, so if you're not setting the price, why you compete? Why you here? Because it's good sport. It's good sport for my team to be outside his comfort zone. Actually, I don't do this competition anymore. I throw the young kids on stage, okay? First time pitching on stage, right? But if we train them properly, they will thrive. And lastly, we celebrate victories. A lot of you saw the rituality of sorry, I was distracted with the stage, with these guys, okay, doing hack-up prior to a match, okay? We're gonna do a little visualization game later, okay? But it's very important that you guys get rituality pre and post-performance, okay? That's the post-performance rituality of Bolt, okay? It's built in his rituality at the end of every race, okay? You need to find your rituality. There is not a silver bullet. I cannot tell you exactly what to do. You need to find your own rituality. The All Blacks, sorry, now they came to mind. What are the rules of persuasion? The first rule of persuasion is reciprocity. Asia is based on reciprocity. It means I give you a favor, you owe me one. I'm sure that if I give you a favor, okay, the moment I need one, you will give it back to me, okay? 1G. People don't want to lose face. So most of the things I've been doing were all based on reciprocity. The second thing is scarcity. Something that is perceived as scarce automatically gains more value. Look how many real estate residential developer, they put a billboard outside the building and they say, last unit available. Huh? Sounds familiar? Last unit available? Crap. That's not true. Okay? They just put last unit available to invoke scarcity, because if they invoke scarcity, you will automatically do an inquiry. Okay? Third is authority. You become an authority. You need to become an authority in what you do. There are millions of ways to do it. I write white paper about management and sales on a monthly basis. I'm going to show you an example in a second. So you need to find the way to become an authority, to be recognized as an authority, to build your own brand. Consistency. You need to ask little commitments along the way. I mean, you cannot cold call in Singapore because it's illegal. Like most of the Southeast Asian countries, you can. So if you receive a cold call from somebody who wants to sell you a financial product, a life insurance, if you notice when they call you, the first things they say is with a big smiling voice, how are you today? And you say, okay, right? So they try to put you in the mindset that you are a positive mindset, and they start asking you a little commitment. Do you want to make sure your kids have a great life? Well, the question is that, of course, right? So they basically ask you a little commitment, but your mindset is already going towards something that you're about to buy. Fifth is like. That's very easy, right? You do people and you do business with people you ultimately like. And lastly is consensus. For instance, Japanese corporations, they master the art of consensus, right? It's impossible for you to sell a product or service in a Japanese company unless everybody likes you and your product, but they have to like you first. This is an example of one of the white paper I wrote on why I decided to base my company in the Philippines. I just took a screenshot when I have 8 shares, but I reached 15,000 shares. The Department of Finance picked up this article and they sent me an email and invited me to meet the president, okay? And he just wanted to thank me for the article I wrote. That's irrelevant. This is the most important slide. Please take a picture. If you learn this slide, you apply in your business tonight, you will sell more tomorrow. And if you don't, you get reimbursed of zero, but you get a reimbursement, okay? I'll pay you beers. The first things you need to do is you need to prepare. You need to be obsessed by empirical, emphatic, and mental preparation. The empirical research is when you study the company you're about to pitch. You study everything about the company, the good things, the bad things, the problem they have, how can you help them, what industry they are, do they have problems with competitors, do they thrive against competitors? Okay. You need to know the company inside out, better than the person that's working inside the company. The second is the emphatic research, where you study the person you're gonna meet. Let's imagine you look at her or his LinkedIn and you study in the same school. When you sit down to him or her and you're about to pitch, you already have connections, you know. You probably hated the same accounting professor, right? Or you went, you know, I don't know, the interest that she has, the YouTube video that he or she has, any white paper that they wrote. I have one guy coming from a job interview, and he read every single article I wrote, and he saw any YouTube video I have. I mean, he probably had a lot of time, but I appreciate the fact somebody did a deep research about me and my company when he's looking for a job in my company, right? He ultimately got hired, obviously. You need to understand who is the decision maker. If you prepare properly, you have all the things in your presentation because you'll understand who the decision maker is based on your product and services, okay? So let's imagine you're impeccably prepared, empirically and emphatically. You finally have this 45 sales meeting. You sit down in front of the person you actually need to pitch, right? First 5 minutes, chit chat, okay? emphatic connection, breaking the ice, okay? Look at the person office. Look at what they wear. Look at the LinkedIn. Look at the Tinder if necessary. Just stalk them wherever they are, okay? The 5-7 minutes are used to build a connection with a person. I know you used to talk about business, right? Finally, then the presentation starts, you know? Exchange your business cards, that magical moment when people slide the business card across the table, right? You need to have a presentation, you need to have a script, you need to be prepared, but you need to sound like you have a presentation, right? But you need to have communication messages you want to deliver throughout your presentation. You ask qualifying questions. So, sir or madam, I understand today we're talking about an accounting software, toilet paper, because you need the best toilet paper in the world. Is that right? Yes, you actually need toilet paper, right? So that's a qualifying question. People already get in the mindset. It's the same way that people say, oh, do you want your life kids to have a better future, right? Exactly the same. You introduce yourself, your product, and yourself, your company, and your product in that order. Why? People will buy you first. Most likely you sell something that somebody else sells. A company will have better, longer history, better revenue, better branding, okay? People will buy you first all the time. Then introduce your product, you know? Your company, sorry, because your company has already a customer clientele, has already been in business for XYZ here. And ultimately, you introduce your product, you present your product, right? Because your product is just a product, okay? But remember, yourself and your company are what people buy first. Always translate how your product and service is gonna benefit the person you're pitching to into dollars and cents. It's impossible not to translate something into dollars and cents nowadays, okay? Cost efficiency, actual high revenue, lower cost, you know, whatever you want, is very easy to translate something to dollars and cents, okay? Don't make it overly complicated. Don't make it overly complicated. You always have to use analogs, okay? Customers that are already using your platform. If you go to a bank and you tell them, you want to be the first one to try my super cybersecurity software? No way, no fucking way, absolutely not. You know why? Because my job is on the line. If I make a mistake using you as a supplier, okay, my job is on the line. My image is on the line, okay? I want to make sure that 100 companies, 100 clients, 100 paying customers, they're already using your product and service, okay? So I'm protected in case something happens. If you are perfectly prepared and the meeting goes well, okay, you never ever hang up the phone or leave the meeting without knowing the next step. Who is the decision maker after this meeting? How many people you need to get involved? What is the sales cycle inside the organization? You need to start presenting contract to legal. You need to speak with the lawyer. You need to speak with the finance guy, okay? Never leave the meeting or hang up the phone without knowing exactly where the decision, the next steps are. Lastly, time, dress code, and material. Time, you gotta be punctual, okay? That's relatively easy to understand. Dress code, you always need to match the person you're talking to. Banks, they wanna see suit. Startup, no suits, you look expensive, okay? So you need to always match the person and the institutions you're about to pitch. And lastly is material. I taught to a residential company that's selling residential units, okay, across Southeast Asia, to always bring contracts when they show residential unit. Why? Most of the time, when people buy residential units, it's an emotional sales, and most of the time, everybody that comes to see the residential units, everybody's there. The husband, the wife, the kids, the sister, the mistress, whoever it is, okay? Every decision maker is actually in the room. So if they like the proximity to school, they like the amenities, they like the viewing, they like everything, you pull up the contract and you show it to them. If everybody is already on the same page and everybody likes it, there is no reason why you should not pull out the contract and start filling out the details. So always bring every possible material with you in a meeting because you never know how the meeting can go. This is a straight line. This is how the perfect 45% meeting is, okay? You Asians, you guys have mastered the way not to say no and to dodge, not say no, okay? Westerner, they get confused. I've been here 10 years, so I'm more Asian than Westerner by now, okay? So this is what people do, right? The straight line is when you control the meeting and the person doesn't. The black side is where I cannot really tell you no, but if you come to my boat in 2 weeks, then we talk about business, And oh, my wife would love to meet you. And I have so many, my dogs are beautiful. Why don't you come to my apartment? Whoa, 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 whoa. Everybody back on the straight line, okay? I control the meeting, not you. We can talk about dogs because I love dogs, right? But ultimately, we are here to talk about this product right here, right now, okay? I control the meeting, not you. So remember, this is the 45 perfect sales meeting where you control it. Let's skip this up because actually we can do this. So what are the differences? Okay, this is mostly applied to digital. Okay, so digital businesses. What is the difference between B2C and B2B businesses? In B2C is digital marketing, You have digital marketing gurus that spend your money and things happen on your website. In the B2B is lead generation machine, aggressive sales people. They find leads wherever they come from. In a street, in a bar, in an event, in a club, anywhere, okay? Customer experience in B2C, when people love your product, love your app, love your website, right? They will make love with your product. We stay in bed with you all day. I remember 3 years ago, Macau Airlines, when I was living in Macau, for the Year of the Dragon, something like this, you arrive on Macau Airline website, and they had a dragon floating in the screen, and I was like, awful, disgusting. I just have to leave the platform. It was impossible to click anywhere. The dragon floating around the screen. In B2C is analytics, right? You analyze everything that happened in your app or your website, and the B2B is listening to customer, running the NPS, for instance, the Net Promoting Scores. In the B2C is product. People need to make love with your product, okay? In the B2B is pitching, okay? You need to have a great pitch. If you're prepare and you pitch properly, serial buyer, good buyer will love you, okay? Because you actually prepare and you solve a real problem. On both B2C and B2B is customer experience and post-sales, right? You need to deliver a great customer experience, especially post-sales. And lastly is, when everything happens in B2C, like you're listening to customer, you put digital marketing, you have a great product, you improve the product, it's more digital marketing, right? And the orchestra goes on and on. In B2B is making the extra mile, right? In the B2B, if you make an extra mile for customer, especially when you should not, okay, the customer will love you. I will never leave the Filipino bank. It's a small Filipino bank where we have all the accounts because this lady allows me to do stuff without being physically there. And I travel most of my time. In Philippines, it's a very bureaucratic country. We need to sign every single paper, right? That's why Tess, I will never leave her, right? Because she takes an extra mile all the time. Okay, great. So why can't you close, right? Number one reason, you don't try. Trust me, 50% plus of the time, everybody's in the room. Everybody agreeing your product because you arrive very well prepared, etc. Guys, everybody's in the room. Everybody likes me, my product, my thick Italian accent. Great, let's sign the contract. Now. Right? You don't try. Trust me, you don't dare enough. I always teach my team, every time we have a supplier, ask for 50% discount. Boss, crazy, try. We get 45, 35, okay? Most of the time. So you don't try hard enough to close. You don't dare. You always need to dare more. Number one reason, you're not properly prepared. We talked about this already. But because if you're not properly prepared, what happens? You don't understand the right person to pitch, right? So your pitch is all sucks. Your pitch sucks. If you're not properly prepared, the other two reasons, they are a waterfall effect. If you're not properly prepared, you will not understand who the right person is, and your pitch will suck, right? How many times we have people sitting in our office, so tell us what you know about FlySpaces. You are a co-working space. Get the fuck out of my office, right? 30 seconds. We are not a co-working space. I don't tell you how many VCs they tell me, oh, you are a physical co-working space. You did not even bother to open my website. You know what? Even if you have tons of money, I don't want you. You're useless in my board of investment. You need to identify your process, okay? There are multiple ways to generate, ultimately, your line of business. You guys will know, okay? LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. You guys need to find your generation process. Then there is the tracking process. You don't need to invest $1 million into very complex sales software. We use now HubSpot, okay, which is a little more expensive because it's integrated with marketing. But before, we were using Pipedrive, $12 per user per month. That's it, okay? You need to have a decent CRM. It's very, very important. It gives you a lot of analytics, and it allows you to stay on track. And then it's closing. You need to find your closing process. So what is the most powerful tools? Smile. So this is the Duchenne smile. It's the fake smile, right? The fake smile was, this is taken from Pan Am, okay? The Pan Am smile is where, a flight attendant back in Pan Am Airlines, probably none of us flew Pan Am, okay? Hello, sir, you want coffee? Like your business class ticket, all my year's salary, you fucker, sugar, right? So that's the fake smile. People that sell product with fake smile, they're not passionate about their business, they're not passionate about their product, they're not passionate about who they represent and their mission. These are the people you need to trust, okay? These are the people who have the Duchenne smile. It's a true, genuine smile, which is impossible to fake, right? Remember that if you're passionate about your product, passionate about your business, and passionate about who your company represents and brand, you will have this smile because you just love who you are and what you do. Okay, let's run a little exercise as I promised. Can we have the music? Music, music, music. Okay, please, we generally do this in a confined environment, but everybody stand up. Stand up, stand up, come on guys. We already lost enough time. Okay, you need some space. Okay, you need some space. We're gonna run a little visualization exercise. You need to have free hands, okay? Okay? Not bad, okay? Keep your hands straight, okay? You don't have to move, okay? Raise your right hand, clockwise. Stay straight with the hands, huh? Go as much as you can, stretch as much as you can, okay? Keep your legs straight, okay? Don't look at me, just stretch as much as you can, okay? Okay? Come back. Take a little bit more space, okay? Let's do this one more time. Raise your hand. Keep your hands straight, huh? You can only turn your wrist, okay? Turn. Okay, good. Come again in standing position. Down, okay. Now close your eyes, okay? What I will ask you to do is exactly the same, but you don't actually have to do it. You just have to visualize it, okay? Close your eyes and take a very deep breath. Come on, I wanna see you taking a deep breath. Okay, now visualize that you are actually, but without doing it, raising your right hand, raise your right hand, visualize it, okay, and turn clockwise as much as you can. Feel the experience, feel the stretch. It's real, it's like real, okay? Imagine you don't have any limits. You can turn at 360 degrees, no problem. You can turn as many times as you want, okay? Feel the stretch. Feel the stretch. Okay, open your eyes. Let's do it one more time, right? Physically, let's do it. Okay, turn as much as you can now. Go. Wow, look at this. You turn about 25 to 30%. Okay, why? Can you do something for a picture purpose? Can you do this? Okay, thank you. Okay. One second. Let me explain you the science behind. Okay. What you guys just experienced is something that in sports psychology we call visualization. It's something that every athlete, both Formula One drivers do, right? It's something that I was doing in the car, was coming here because I wanted to make sure I was performing for you guys. Aside the technical problems we had, right? I did not perform because it wasn't forecasted, okay? But you guys just experienced is something that you can do. There is so much material on visualization. It's the most powerful technique you can get in anything, okay? In sales, pre-performance, and post-performance. I strongly recommend you to experience this more. I just wanted to give you a taste of this. This is another things I teach, which is sports psychology. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys are ready to close. Thank you very much.